Hello, welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup podcast, episode 27. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
How's it going?
Good, good. Our topic today is Flesh and Blood 2.0 is our future. Now that we have a little taste of Flesh and Blood 2.0 and some time to go through and open up the set, we have some opinions.
Yeah,
But before we get into that, we are approaching our 200 subs, and we are giving away a very nice comic book, King in Black, issue 1, signed by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, CGC graded 9.8 signature series. Super cool book. It can be yours. You just have to live in the United States and watch our top 5 comic videos of the week. And then you just have to be subscribed and comment your top pick for that week. And now you can have an entry for each week if you go back and watch and put in your top pick for those weeks. And then once we hit 200 subs, we will do a competition where we make a bunch of ducks run across the screen to figure out who's going to win this book. So, and you get a duck for each comment that you do, one each week.
So it's like multiple entries.
Multiple entries. You could have a whole herd of ducks and lose to the one guy with one duck. It's happened before. That was our 100 sub giveaway. Yeah. So I guess we can just hop into it. Flesh and Blood.
Cool. Yeah. What do we pull this week? Anything fun? We had our whole set of openings.
I know.
What'd you get?
I got 2 Ghostly Touches, rainbow foil. And then I got 2 Ghostly Touches, cold foil.
All in the same case, or what?
2 cases, over 2 cases. But in one case, there was a rainbow foil Ghostly Touch, a cold foil Ghostly Touch, and a rainbow foil Blood of Drakai.
Dang. That's wild.
And I believe...
So there are God cases.
Yeah.
That sounds like one to me.
I believe the cold foil Ghostly Touch and the rainbow foil Blood were in the same box.
That's... Okay, so there's God boxes, too.
Yeah.
That's legendary. And well, they did that. They had that in Everfest, too. I remember Legendary and Fable in the same box wasn't actually that rare.
Well, didn't I get that in the same pack in Everfest?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think I got...
Yeah, because I think you got the skull cap, right?
I got the dull cap, and yeah.
So, yeah, that's a God pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen any ridiculous God packs yet from what I've watched. If anyone out there has seen like a crazy God pack open, send me a link or drop it in the comments, because I'd love to see. It seems like there's the perfect setup to get like insane packs, like triple mythic or like a
double
legendary
fable
foil. Yeah, double legendary seems possible, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure, and double fable.
Yeah. Oh, double fable. Yeah, that would be good too. And then two mythics at the same time. Yeah, that'd be majestic.
What was it? The problem is I only need 1 Ghostly Touch. Now I have 4. So
yeah, that is a problem.
I've arranged 1 trade, so we'll hope to find trades for the others. It doesn't seem like a very desired card at the moment. Which is unfortunate that all 4 like legendaries I pulled. At least 2 of them were cold foil, so they have some value. But
yeah, I was looking at that card today because I was kind of poking around Dramai, seeing if I liked it, and it seems good once Phi is gone.
Mm-hmm. So next season.
Yeah, exactly. Because right now, I think your biggest worry is Phi as Dramai. Maybe there's a couple others, but point being that I don't think you're hitting a lot of. I guess it would be a good sideboard into like Bravo and stuff, right? Anyone who's going to pop dragons, it's good for that.
Right.
But it doesn't, like, my worry right now is how do I beat Phi who just kills my dragon? Doesn't pop them, right? The Ghostly Touch doesn't make any sense, you know, at that point. So anyway.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And then
cool looking card, though. I love the art on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I did, as always, pull a Fable off screen.
Yep, Tommy's the worst.
Yeah.
He barely ever records opening Fables. He opens every Fable, but he never records it, or if he does, it gets corrupted.
Well, okay, so I mean, sometimes, you just You open a lot of boxes on camera, and sometimes you just want to open a box.
I disagree. I
Not
open
on
every
camera.
box on camera.
And yeah, so pulled the
One
blood,
box.
but it was rainbow foil, so we got to pull the cold foil still. So
All right, fair enough.
yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Maybe I'll get lucky and pull it for the first time ever.
It could happen. It could happen.
Doesn't
I
seem
do have
like
more
it.
boxes coming, so there'll be more openings, and we do have some more recorded that will be coming out this week. So there will be no shortage of them.
Oh yeah, no, we have plenty
so-
of box videos coming.
Yeah,
For sure. And we have a patron unboxing we're doing live
tomorrow.
evening. So if you guys are listening to this and you want to jump in and watch, please
Around
do.
8 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah, I'll try to manage the screen on the YouTube side, because last time I missed that people were like commenting. So I'll do better this time.
Mm-hmm. Well, since you're opening, I can manage the comments.
No, because I have to go live. That's where it is. I don't think you can be in the same screen at the same time.
Oh, I can't see.
Right. It's the person that goes live gets the UI.
Right, but I can have the stream in the background on mute, looking at the comments.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
As a viewer,
As a viewer,
from
yeah.
the admin.
Oh, no. That's on you.
Totally.
That's on you.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I record the
definitely.
podcast. You make the thing go live.
Yeah, I'll try.
Last time I screwed it up and we lost a video.
Yeah, and last time I did one, that was an opening live. I think I screwed it up too. I had issues not only with the chat, but like we had a sound issue or something. People couldn't hear part of it.
It's tricky.
Yeah, there's a lot of pieces that you got to get right to make sure it goes smoothly. And we are not professionals, if you haven't gathered.
What are you talking about?
We do our best, but
Outing
we're not
us.
professionals. So for what I pulled, I got a couple of spicy things. Overall, my boxes were kind of duds compared to what I've seen other people get. I'll put it that way. But I did get some good things that I didn't realize were as good as they were. So Frost Hex Cold Foil, I wanted that. I didn't care what its value was, so I was super excited about that. I'm still super excited about it. That's one of my favorite cards I've pulled. I did get the Aether Wing Marvel, not the Cold Foil one, and that is apparently a very hard pull. So I was very excited about that. I think it was at like 150 at the time I pulled it. I was like, okay, this is fine. And I think I even called the box kind of a dud, just barely making it over an average box, not realizing that
alone
so much. Yeah. But yeah, it's come down in price since then. Still worth more than the box itself. So that was a great box, and I didn't realize it. So I'm correcting myself here. I did get 2 Flame Furnace rainbow foils, and I got the Crown of Providence rainbow foil. I haven't gotten cold foil legendary in any box. That's why I feel like I'm kind of quote unquote in the dud zone. To be fair, I did get 2 Marvels, and of my 5 boxes, have gotten 0 extended arts. Not that they're worth a lot, but 0. What are the odds of that? I don't like that. I feel like I should have gotten at least a comment by now. I haven't gotten it.
Yeah, probably. You probably should have. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if you missed one. But they are rainbow. Did you look at all your rainbows?
I did. I went through a second time and everything just to see. And I didn't see any. So I'll go through one more time because I'm not done sorting anyways. But
sorting
I'm pretty sure.
Sorting has gone a lot smoother this set.
So, you know what's funny? I feel like I have somewhat of a dud, case, because it's 5 boxes, right? 1 lose. And I'm sitting here saying I had a dud case even though I have 3 legendaries in.
Yeah. Why are you saying that?
Because they're rainbow foil legendaries and the prices are dropping, and we'll get into that. But I didn't get, because I want the collectibles, right? Like for me, cold foil or bust.
Right. And I'm starting
to 2 cold foils.
I'm starting to be on that bandwagon. But
yeah, I mean, for me, because part of me, like, I just want all the collectibles at the end, and so the more I pull, the less I have to go buy. And the playables are great. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. And we did a trade off of one of those. Mm-hmm. So, like, totally a win in the end, right? It works out. But I just wanted to get them. And I only got the 2. So, anyways, what we played.
Yeah. Well, we did the Blitz decks.
Yeah. That was actually...
So the ones that, just the ones the new Blitz, Fi, and Dromai decks that you pull off the shelf.
Still sad they don't have Icelander.
Yeah, but I understand. I don't know if our turn and all that is the greatest thing. Like, I know they don't say this is for beginner players, but then who else?
I don't think these work.
But then
beginners,
right? But who are these for then? They're not for us.
Yeah, it is. That's why we played it, because it was fun. It was a fun, different format. Just sit down and just play the blitz decks. It was fun. I had a
Yes,
good time.
okay, yeah. And I did like how they added difficulty ratings to them. There's a card in there that has like difficulty rating, and Phi is a 2. And
Yeah,
I
Jeremiah's
felt I
a
was like, how
three and a
rude.
half, I think, or 4.5, something like
Yeah.
that. Ridiculous.
I was like, Phi is big brain, and you don't.
But yeah, and Dromai has no dragons in the deck at all, and I think that makes it actually pretty fair, like the way the
Yeah.
fight goes.
Yeah. Because with dragons, it wouldn't be fair.
So yeah, Phi, so it's too much setup, and Phi's so good at dealing with them, it would be a bad match. And maybe that's why they didn't do Icelander, because then it would end up as a bad match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there'd be a non-dragon, and
Right.
so you'd have like this real disbalance. That might be what. But
or you make two decks that are relatively good against each other, and then so that you and a buddy,
like a matchup, like a classic battles thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be a good product if they did that. I mean, I like the blitz decks. I always have. I enjoy them.
But I mean, the two blitz decks are a lot cheaper than classic battles. It's like $30 different. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, and I think this is the answer. Because I'll be honest, you're not going to learn this game playing Dromai.
No, but a lot of people are going to pick up these decks as their first like intro to the game.
Yeah, you're right.
And then you're gonna be like, they're gonna see all the fancy dragons, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, I want to play with some dragons." And then they're like, "All right, let's get a Dromai Blitz deck and make my friend play Phi because he's lame." And you open up the box of your deck of your Dromai, and they're like, "No, you don't play dragons in Blitz."
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I get it, because the difficulty of adding dragons in. It would make her so much harder to play. Like, it's a pretty straightforward. It's control. You defend, you build Ash, you build Aether Wings, and then you go hard and try to get to Rupture. And she's very good at it when she gets there. She doesn't always get there, but when she gets there, it's solid. It's hard to do. So it's very control-y feeling. But if you added dragons to that complexity, that would make that deck probably not work against Phi, because you need to keep that momentum and pressure going.
Right, and block key turns
and like, forget about it. Like, this is Blitz. You beat me on turn 2 once.
Yeah,
like, that was nuts. You went off. You just went off, and it was like, oh, I made some ashes and then I died. That was cool. Like, it was so fast. I think I had a couple dragons out, because I was like, oh yeah, I got the momentum now. I got more than one dragon out on turn 2, and then he just came in and like, right.
Yeah.
So fun times. Phi wins 2 out of 3 in that one. I did actually manage to pull out a win.
Yep, when you went first.
Yeah, that's right. When I went first, that's right. But I did lose going first as well, so it's not who goes first wins.
No.
I think Dromai is just a little bit harder, as the little star difficulty indicated.
Yeah.
It was fun though. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
What else did you play? Anything else?
We played Dice Throne yesterday.
Yes, we did.
But I'm
talking about Flesh and Blood. Before we go out on that, that's down.
We played some CC. I played some Briar. I played some Phi. Played some Dromai.
You played Dromai? When did you play Dromai?
On Felt Table.
Yeah, Felt Table.
No, just learning it out. And I play one against you, or was that last week?
It might have been last week. That's why I wasn't sure. I was like, wait, is that this week or last week? We've been playing a lot of games. I've been playing a lot of games. People in our Discord, I've been jumping in with them. I literally just had 2 games, Icelander into Phi. Earlier this morning, got my butt kicked. Oh, it was so bad. Phi is so hard.
Yeah.
I'm not that good at Icelander.
Yeah, mainly I've been playing Phi into your Icelander. It's been my CC.
Yeah,
which has been fun.
Practice.
It's not, I don't know. It can go either way.
You and it can go either way.
Yeah.
I think with playing against some of our other local shop people, it's like I lose. Like, I'm not good enough with her.
Right.
In this current structure. Now I am doing the slow him down and hit him, like chip damage version. So maybe switching archetypes over to the what do they call it? Muscle mage.
Yeah.
Would be better.
Where you have attacks as well.
Turn, and then try to Aether to cycle into the combo. It feels like that's actually the better tech. It just is a lot harder, and it's against. Well, it may not be harder. It's against my instincts with her.
Yeah.
Because I've been using Moon for like since we basically had cards to play with
Right.
on TTS. So it's gonna be a tough switch to go that route. I have a deck that I want to try, but I haven't.
Yeah, we can try it.
The courage to try it. I'm like, I want to make Waning Moon work.
I'll play something not Fi.
That might be good as a test, like an early test.
Yeah.
And then if I feel comfortable,
I'll play Briar.
Yeah, that's so different.
Hey, this one has mountains. Mountains, yeah. Gandalf.
Sure. Yeah. Even worse. Yeah. Well, anyways, so I've been playing a lot of stuff. Enjoying it. I like all the heroes. I really do. They're all fun in their different ways.
Absolutely.
I think like Dromai is big brain. I don't know if I have the skill to ever get to Dromai because you really have to be thinking multiple at once. It's the only way to make her work as far as
think multiple turns ahead with cards that you don't know what you're going to draw.
Yeah, and we have players at our shop that definitely can do it.
Oh yeah,
we have a really good Dromai player, Gary. But I'm not that player. So I'll do my best. I'll continue to go to shops and play limited and probably play a little constructed here and there and lose, and that's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah. Well, we got Road to Nationals at the end of the month.
Do we? Is our shop one of them?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. It's awesome. What's the format? Is that going to be
Draft.
limited or just? It is limited. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That'll be fun.
It's going to be a blast.
Get good at that.
Yeah, and our first our first Uprising draft is this week on Thursday.
Wait.
Are you going? You're going to this one?
I was just like,
oh no, John, don't. You can't. Just you bail on everything. You can't bail on this.
I can't miss it. I don't want to miss it. Let's see. No, I'm good. I don't have any conflicts. Sweet. Good. Yeah, I was really looking forward to it. But then it got pushed off by weeks, and I was like, oh no.
Well, it wouldn't have been draft anyways because last week was CC.
I know, but it would have been the week before instead of the first draft would have been. Remember before the delay? Yeah. So it's all good. Let's do it. I'm down. Can't wait.
Mm-hmm. So do we want to dive into 2.0 and what it means for our future in Flesh and Blood?
Yeah, let's talk through it. So far, your impressions, good, bad?
Good.
In between?
Good. I think it is healthy for the game. I think it is going to push prices down on playable cards, including Rainbow Foil Legendaries, to the point where we will stop hearing about it's too expensive to play the game. And it is very much entering a player's market. I am very pro-player market. But it is also doing a good job with collectibles, I think. Like the collectibles are staying up, not as high as I would think. But it is, again, the set just came out. We're going to have this set for a year. Things are only going to go get more and more common as more and more product gets opened over the next year. But yeah, I like that. Basically, the way you look at it, I could see Rainbow Foil Legendaries in a month or two being like $40-$50, $30-$40.
Now, do you think that is really to the point where people won't complain about how expensive it is?
Yeah,
you're talking one piece of cardboard for $40.
Right, but that's your legendary equipment that you only need one of.
It's true.
It's like, fair. and that is in the price range, very similar to high end, like cards you would buy for a commander deck.
It's a little higher, I would say, but yeah, generally speaking, you're kind of.
Or if you're playing modern and you have to buy 4 of them then.
Yeah, any $10 card all automatically covers that same.
Right,
price,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So I mean, I think if there are a lot of Magic players that have been on the fence or are just not happy with Wizards of the Coast right now, and they've been looking at Flesh and Blood, but they're just like the ridiculousness of some of the prices of some of the legendaries, like over $100, and then they see that, oh no, now there are a bunch of decks that I could play that I could get the legendary, all the equipment for under $100.
Yeah.
Now, then you still have the issue of, but that's just for the legendaries in Uprising.
Right.
You're still going to
the
have
older stuff is still going to have issues. Yeah.
Right. So like Mask or Legs.
Although with this Black Label coming out,
What is that?
The Black Label history packs.
But I saw you post something about an English version of it.
I mean, it's listed as pre-sale on now this was on eBay, so
Right.
I don't trust it yet, but it's out there. So some shop is pre-selling history pack Black Label in English. If it's really a thing, I don't think so.
I
I
don't
don't know.
think so.
But those are limit, and that's the other thing. That is a collectible history pack because they are doing very limited releases in all the different languages. But regardless, you can play a Mask of Momentum that's in French. Everyone knows
Right.
what it does,
Yeah.
right? You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? Like, and they are reprinting the Fables in there. Like, there's a lot of high value stuff in those
But
Black Label.
are they reprinting the Fables in the English set? We wouldn't know.
We don't know
Because didn't they say they would
If
never
it's-
reprint the Fables?
If it's also Black Label, and that's how they're doing Black Label across the board, and there is an English, then yes. Because I can't imagine they're going to have a totally separate distribution of what's in the packs.
But would it be rainbow foil? Because I thought they would just never reprint Fables, period.
I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know. I swore I saw on Facebook someone posted a reprinted rainbow foil Fable.
Yeah, in another language.
No, they said they would never reprint the cold foils. They never said that about
Oh. I thought they said that
that's-
about the Fables, too.
I don't think so. Not for the rainbow foils.
Okay.
That was kind of the whole point. Anything in Unlimited can be reprinted, and they were in Unlimited. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
So I could be wrong on that. So correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But it seems like there's a possibility we get a Black Label. That will still be collectible. It's a very limited print run. They've said that because it's such a powerhouse. But that does help bring down some of those prices. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, even if you have to get it in French, I noticed that a lot of the foreign language cards, they're not the easiest to get a hold of because shipping right now, but you can get all sorts of stuff like Facebook and Discords and stuff without it being too much of a problem. So that will help. And again, a Mask of Momentum in French, everyone knows what Mask does, right? You're not going to have to stress over it being in another language. Especially the equipment. The equipment's like the most well-known stuff. An individual card, that's a little harder to play with if it's in a foreign language because people will be like, "What is that card?" You know, and then you gotta look it up.
They are legal.
Yeah,
they are legal to play in events.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, for sure. So, I think it's good. I think it adds to that player market dynamic.
Yeah.
So, rarity. What do you think about your distribution? Like I talked a little bit about how I felt like I got kind of a bum rap, even though I got 3 legendaries, which is hilarious. I mean, I have to say, what a problem to only have 3 rainbow foil legendaries.
Oh 5 no!
Like ridiculous.
Like, could you imagine if that was like Monarch Unlimited or
any of them?
Yeah, any of the unlimited
what?
sets.
Amazing! Look at this pull rate.
Yeah,
3 times the expected amount. So what do you think? Like as far as 2.0's kind of rarity and what's your thoughts on it?
I like it. Honestly, I think it's good for players, like I was saying before, but at the same time, I'm concerned how long the set will hold. I guess this depends on the metas, like the limited draft and the constructed metas. How long this will hold interest, because this is the set we have for a year.
No, 6 months.
This is the limited set we have for a year.
It's not all year. There's another set that's going to be limited after the next set.
So 6 months. Okay. Yeah. So for 6 months, for half a year, this is what we have.
That's true. But that's what it was for Tails as well.
I know. And do you remember how bored we were of Tails by the end of it?
I think we'll be bored with this at the end too.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But will that happen sooner because everyone has all their stuff?
Yeah. I don't know if it will happen sooner. Maybe you're right, though. Maybe that is a factor in it.
And that's why I said it depends on the gameplay. Right.
Yeah, so I think this will have better gameplay in Limited than Tails.
I agree.
Right? Now,
I agree with that.
I could be wrong. Phi may be another... I wanted to call it Rosetta Thorn. Briar might be another Briar that needs some sort of errata or something. But in Limited, it feels like you have a good shot at it. Maybe there's a little advantage in Phi because Phi is only a 2-star hero.
But then, okay. But then Phi also has the same problem Briar has, where in the pods can get diluted. because too many
Well,
people
that's
are
why I
trying to
think
play
it's
them.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as everyone's viable to a degree,
Yeah.
I think the meta of limited is going to be very churny, right? Like 1 week everyone's going 5 because that's like easy, thing, and then everyone realizes it's really bad when everyone goes 5. So then they'll adjust, and
Right.
I think that's fun. I think that can last for a while.
Yeah.
And I think so on the pool side of things you were talking about, I think there's enough spicy pools that you're gonna see something nice pulled almost every time you sit down to drink.
Yeah, exactly.
In a decent sized pot or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because there's just enough of them in there that's like, oh, you got something spicy. Like someone's gonna get something spicy pretty much every time. Not every time, guarantee, but
Tails, it was
enough
very sparse.
Oh yeah, like so it's all about the gameplay, and the gameplay kind of dudded out by the end, right?
Right.
So yeah, I think this will be interesting longer. But still, I think by the end we will be bored of it, but that's okay. That just builds demand for the next set.
Yeah. Sure.
So I'm okay with it. I think it's fine. Now, this is I reserve the right to change my mind completely after I draft because I have not drafted yet. It has not happened. So maybe.
But also, I feel like in local communities, draft is almost like an evolving thing.
Yeah.
Like if you have enough of the same people show up every draft, that it's just like, oh well, this person usually goes that, this person usually goes that, and then, but then you have the curveballs when that player who usually plays Fi is now forcing Dromai, or like like
didn't you win a draft doing Oldheim and you usually did Briar?
Yeah,
like that's the kind of thing that makes it interesting in my mind.
I pack one picked one a winner's whale, and I was like, all right, away we go. And no one was expecting me to start pulling.
Yeah, and if you get some hot dragons, I mean, Dromai can come in strong. You just have to be able to get enough dragons to make it happen.
And in the early game, if you're not planning on going Dromai, you're passing those dragons probably.
Of course, right? Yeah, if you're hard ice or hard,
because there's probably some Draconic Ninja card in there that's 4 go again, and
super awesome. Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like, why would I hate pick? Why would I hate pick a rare dragon to get? Yeah, no, it doesn't. You don't.
So I think there's a lot of room for it. We'll see. I mean, again, this is preliminary thought, but
I lost the Dromai and sealed, but it was a baller ass Dromai deck.
I think that's gonna happen. You're gonna see that in draft as well.
Yeah.
Sure. So I guess just a few more things on rarity. It kind of ties into it. I think there's enough interesting stuff per box that is fun to open.
Absolutely.
Despite feeling I had 2 dud boxes out of my 5, they still had decent stuff in them. They just weren't like huge wins, huge hits.
Right.
So I mean, I think they engineered this better than Everfest, and I thought Everfest was great. I know a lot of people didn't like the potions and stuff. I liked them.
Yeah.
But I thought Everfest was a lot of fun to open. I think this is more fun, frankly. I could be wrong.
I think it is.
It feels like you always get something, not all the time,
Right.
That when
there's
you get
your cold foil equipment, common equipment boxes.
Oh god, I have all the cold foil commons. That is something I didn't mention because they're less than $10 cards at this point already.
Yeah,
so
they're gorgeous though.
They're beautiful, and I have them all now.
Yeah.
Like the 2 I traded were the last 2 I needed. I have them all, and that's what I got in my 5 boxes. Was the cold foil commons. So
I also found
cold foils. I did. They were just the really, really cheap ones I wouldn't mind buying.
I found a cold foil heat wave in my chaff that I set aside. It's really nice.
You didn't notice it?
I didn't notice it. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that card's gorgeous.
Yeah.
They did a really good job. Like the art from a collectability standpoint. I guess this goes in the rarity comment. Yeah, let's talk about this for a second. Collectability, I'm 100% on this. Like I'm holding off. I'm doing my best to keep my hands tied down and not buy stuff because I know the prices are going to come down as boxes are opening. But there's so many things I'm like, oh, I really want that. Like, I really want that. That's just something that's got to go on my shelf.
Right.
I got my dragons already on my shelf, the ones that I have so far. So I can't have the full set. That's definitely happening. I can't wait for Icelander to come down. She's not selling it all though.
What's she at?
She's at 117 right now.
Oh, okay.
It's been dropping over the course, but not by a whole lot.
I haven't seen it.
There's no sales. No one's buying them.
Well, yeah, probably because they know it's going to come down.
They're like, it's going to come down. Yeah, but I think without sales, it
doesn't come down.
it should come down without sales, but I just feel like the volume, like for example, Tomotai has come down while also selling at least a unit every day since the first.
Yeah.
So, and the prices dropped while there were sales. So it's moving. Whereas like Icelander just being up there and no one touching it, I don't know. Will people even bother, or will they just leave it up there infinitely? I
Or
guess it
maybe,
depends.
I mean, it's still early. People are still, they have boxes
It,
in the mail.
yeah,
So I would wait like a week or two. And then
at
I feel
least.
like, yeah, then people will have opened what they want to open at the beginning.
Yeah,
And then the real trading and looking starts.
yeah. I cannot wait to get the Majestic Dragon.
Yeah.
So cool looking. The full art of those is so cool. So
Yeah,
many good
they're
things.
gorgeous.
And there's a ton of other stuff I want besides just the dragons, but this is the main thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and just the cold foil mythics. The like burn 'em all and the frost axe, they look dope.
Yeah, Frostex was the one I really wanted. I'm totally fine getting a burn 'em all. It's just not top of my priority list. And it will probably hold up in price because people want a playset of them, I imagine.
Yeah. I mean, it's Dromai. People want to bling it out. It's illusions.
Yeah, it's true. And you know, same with Frostex. I think that's going to hold up because everyone's clearly blinging out their Icelander. Was it like freezing point is like $2, except if you get a rainbow foil, it's like $20.
Yep.
It's like a 10x multiple.
Yep.
Foil matters again, you know? Like they
It
did a good
does.
job with that this time, yeah.
Especially with the Majestics.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. I'm excited to see how this market evolves. I think again, it's a player's market. The rarity's good. You can get everything you need. Clearly, I got plenty of legendaries that are playable. Just was sad as a collector.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will spend too much money on this set as well. It's going to be more patient.
Is it? Is it?
I'm going to try.
That's what I keep telling myself.
There's like 3 things I've decided I can wait a long time on. So I'm just going to wait on those, and everything else I'll buy in the next 2 weeks. Probably.
So here's where I'm at. I'm going to see what trades I can get for blinging out the Phi deck. And then once that's all settled, I'll buy the rest of, if I don't open it, and what I have coming, I'll get what I need to finish blinging out the Phi deck and then wait.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much done with my Icelander bling, with the exception of like the 2 other cold foil frost hexes. But I'll be honest, I don't know that I'd play the cold foils. The rainbow foils look really good.
Yeah, just play the rainbow
foils. Why have 3? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think I'll just keep that on my shelf because it looks awesome.
Yeah.
And then the rainbow foils are good enough. But point being, I'm pretty much there, short of the cold foil legendary items that she needs to have, the coronet.
Oh yeah.
That's probably gonna be my most expensive buy for this deck.
I haven't seen that, and I haven't seen really anyone pull it.
I've seen pictures of it online, it looks fantastic, but I haven't seen it in person. I haven't heard of anyone pulling it that I know within anyone that I actually know. So yeah, so that transitions us nicely into the next topic of clumping.
Yeah.
I think it's real. So Louis on Kitchen Table TCG put out a video recently saying he thinks there's clumping. I think it's real.
Sorry, yeah, one person at our shop has opened it.
Oh, okay. So someone did. Okay, yeah. So you got 4 ghostly touches.
Yeah.
Right. One of our other shop locals during pre-release got 3 Shukos.
Yeah.
I think it was 3, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's true. I got 2 of the furnaces, right?
Right.
I feel like it's true. I think there is clumping. I think there is some sort of clumping going on. Obviously, this is totally anecdotal evidence. But what Louis said is if you get a really hot box or case or whatever, go buy from the same source again because they probably have more of the same heat. And then that also says to the opposite. If you get a dud case, don't buy more from that source. But again,
which stinks. What if it's your LGS and they just don't have any heat?
That's so sad. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on how long it lasts and reality of it or whatever. But it seems like it's definitely true to
it. Yeah. Oh, that triggered something. So when it comes to rarity, like, so our our LGS has like behind the counter just like loose packs of Flesh and Blood, right?
Mhm.
And at the end of the night, I'd usually like grab some, just like a couple to open when I get home or whatever, and with prize money or whatever. And it'll, in the past, when a bunch of us would do that, if someone would pull the legendary, say out of WTR Unlimited or whatever, then people wouldn't really buy it because they knew there wouldn't
'Cause
be
they
a legendary.
know.
Yeah, and so like it would stall. But I feel like with this,
Definitely not.
that
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's like, oh, you pulled a legendary, cool. Like I'm next.
I
I'll
may as
get the
well in the
Marvel.
next
Yeah,
pack. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
So I
Or the
think
Marvel, or the
right.
extended art, or the That's a good
So when it
point.
comes to like loose packs, I think loose packs have more value now.
That's a good point. I did not think about that. That is, I think you're dead on with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because just because
a
I
lot of
opened
stuff to
something
pull.
in a box doesn't mean like, oh, this the rest of the box is dead,
Right.
or
It's
like the
not a
rest of the
dud
case
just
is
because
dead.
there's a legendary.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I opened the legendary for this case. Like
Well, the next box could have the
the
Blood
cold
Hunter
foil.
Kai,
Yeah,
or the cold foil, or a Marvel,
right,
or a extended art. Yeah,
right.
definitely. I agree. Yeah, that's huge. Or
Which
the
I yeah
same legendary.
yeah. So I think overall with Fab 2.0 is just it's a much better product.
Yeah,
Yes, it
I
does not
agree.
have the big spike cards at the beginning. It's going to be a different trend that we'll be
Yeah,
watching in our market videos.
I was gonna say that's a good transition into the
Yeah,
market in general. Yeah,
yeah,
I think you're right. It's gonna be. So there's a couple things to think about here. Prices are gonna drop because it's release week.
right. Of
Boxes are
course.
being opened, supplies flooding the market. If everything goes correctly, the rarer stuff will hold up higher, and we post this major drop. Now, this major drop may last a month or two, right? That's normal. But after that, they should hold up fairly stable and then slowly increase over time, maybe in a stepwise
Right.
fashion, not a linear fashion. But that's what this looks like it's going to do. And based on looking at cold foil prices to date, Marvels of the Majestic Dragons, that sort of thing, it does seem to be working, right? That the collectible stuff is holding up higher value,
Yeah.
which is making me a little sad in my heart because I want all of them, and it's going to be really expensive to get all of them if I don't more. And so I think we still have downward pressure for a while, so I'm going to wait, but I think they will hold up. And on the opposite side of that, because of all these duplicative opens, rainbow foil, legendaries, and such, I really think those are going to continue to trend down for a while.
Well, yeah, and if you have
And
everyone opening multiples, then
that everyone's
people are
trading,
everyone's
everyone's
trading.
selling.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a very liquid market, which
yeah,
I actually. So I don't know if they did the clumping on purpose or not, but part of that is cool to me.
yeah. It
Because we
forces
have a
community.
large
Like,
group of
hey,
friends.
yeah,
Exactly. We have a large group of friends that's all willing to trade. And it's like, oh, I got two of these things. What did you get? I got two of these things. Let's trade one.
yeah.
It's very, very viable. It works for us. So I'm actually, I like it. I know it's kind of has some downsides and people are worried about it to a degree because you
But
do
it's
have
also
like
week
tons
one.
of them.
It's week one.
That's true. It's not even week one.
Right. I
It's not
know.
even done with the
Yeah.
first week yet. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So give it some time. Give it some time. But overall, I do like the way the market's shaping up. Something to add onto that, it's worth keeping a note on. The prices are dropping pretty fast, especially on legendary rainbow foils players. There's a downward pressure on the general market. A piece of news that just came out from Rudy, I think it was today or yesterday. One or maybe multiple of the very big shops that have buy lists for old school Magic ABU period, they pulled down their buy list, meaning they're not buying old Magic anymore. They don't
No, they're
see
buying
it
double
as
masters.
something. That's what he said. That might be. He's like, you can't tell what it's for. I'll be honest. I think it's also just economic downturn.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
Stuff like
buying double
Magic.
masters in an economic downturn.
It's all about the double master.
I mean, am I wrong? Because a lot of them need to buy Commander Legends to be able to buy double masters.
Well, that's all done. Like that.
Yeah.
Like their orders are long since in.
Right.
And this happened.
But they're going to be having to pay for them.
No, I think you have to pay up front, or you put a big chunk of the money down. That's why they always have the big fire sales right before their new order.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they have to pay for it at least partially up front.
I think it depends on the distributor.
It also depends on how big you are, your
Yeah.
relationship, like all that stuff has a factor. But I would say the majority of smaller LGSs are putting a lot of money up early.
Now, do you think that has an effect on Fab? Where they're like, if we put this at this price, it's going to just sell. And so maybe they're using Fab as a way to quick turnaround money to pay for that stuff.
It could be, and that's why like
the Fab price isn't,
because it's like sell as fast as you can situation, like
right,
boxes sell as fast as you can.
Because the boxes, and I think because the boxes are so cheap, that's pushing and because there's so many hits in the boxes, that's what's pushing all the prices down.
Yeah, I think that's very possible. There's a lot of ways you could explain it all. Point being, and the point I was making, and again, not financial advice. We don't know, just speculation here. But based on what I'm seeing in the broader markets, not having to do with cards at all, we're seeing kind of a downturn in luxury things that aren't necessarily staples, things that require, spare money, things
crypto,
like that, right? Yeah, gas prices are higher, therefore you have less money to spend on cards. Right?
Food prices are higher.
Food prices are higher, therefore you have less money to spend on cards. And so as a result, I think we will see kind of a downward pressure on prices across the board, even into the collectible side. I think the collectibles will hold up better typically, just because the demand for those usually from people that already have excessive money, right? It's not just your general person that's worried about gas and food.
Right.
So I think they'll hold up better, but at the same time, if there's shakiness in the whole market, it scares away people, right? Or
absolutely,
say you are a collector that's been doing really good, getting all these fancy things, and you're like, oh man, I have dental work, I have a car problem, right? And I have to sell some cards to make it through because I'm in a rough spot, right? Because the economy's in a rough spot. Like that happens. So
it's one of the first things you turn to.
Exactly. Anything that you can liquidate that's easy to liquidate. I will say I'll repeat Rudy's advice, and he doesn't provide financial advice either, but his thing he said is don't sell.
Yeah. Oh,
whatever
yeah.
Whatever you do, don't sell right now. Don't sell for the next 6 months. And he's like, at least I think I made up that number. I'm not sure if he said we don't know how long it's going to be. So point being, like, don't sell into this downtrend. This is a really bad time to sell because you're going to get terrible prices. And then he was like, but I'm buying if you want to sell. He's like, I'll buy it, but don't do it. And then, he did say anyone that has like life stable, extra money sort of thing, this is the time to start thinking about going in. Don't go hard. Don't put everything in it at once. Slowly, week over week, buy a new thing, a little bit, and it will keep going down for a while. And then at some point, we'll turn around. He did say this feels very much like March 2020, because I guess ABU buy list fell offline then too.
Okay.
I wasn't paying close enough attention at that point. So he's like, that's what happened in March 2020. And sure enough, a few months later, everything was back in order and people got some really good deals, during that period. So something to bear in mind. And I think it plays with this new set because there's a lot of cool collectibles in here. So I think there'll be some downward pressure next months or whatever.
Yeah. It is kind of crazy how all that's going on. And then we also have the X factor of Fab 2.0. What does this all mean?
Harder to judge the difference. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's not just a flat like.
So I think we are going to see a lot of volatility.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we find out one of the Marvels is way rarer than we thought it was, and
oh my god, some of them look like they're so rare. Because I don't know about you, but certain dragons just did not show up for me in the normal set, not the Marvels. So I'm wondering if the Marvels are like that too, where it's like one of the Marvel Majestics is just like hard to get.
Yeah. Like Fable hard.
Yeah, if I had to guess, it's Tumultai based on market price. But I don't know. It's early, like we've said before.
It's also the most badass looking ones.
I disagree. I like Dominia the best. That's my favorite art wise.
Sure. I'm not saying favorite art wise. I'm just saying it looks badass. Like it's terrifying.
I just don't like a dragon having its chest open.
It's very
weird. I don't like it. Nope. Not okay.
What? Now I feel like a bad WoW fan. I am a bad WoW fan because I gave up on it. But the dragon in Cataclysm.
Oh, there's a video game dragon that it looks like
in World of Warcraft. Yeah.
Oh, that's smart then. That may be part of
Yeah.
why it's popular then. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
There's one that people are yelling at me.
leave in the comments how bad a fan he is.
Well, I am a bad fan because I left because they don't treat their women right. So
Well, that's a good reason to leave.
yeah.
You know?
But Cataclysm, this dragon, like reshaped the world and created all the old zones and made them new again. Basically, like made
And it's
deserts,
chest open?
water. What? And yeah, and then the
That's
final boss is like you're actually fighting on the dragon.
That's kind of cool.
It was cool. I miss raiding.
That's right.
Ain't nobody got time for that now.
Yeah, not with everything else going on. That's true.
No.
Cool. All right. Well, that covers market, in my opinion. Unless you had anything else you wanted to add.
No.
So on to the gameplay. We already talked about the Blitz decks.
Mm-hmm.
We actually kind of talked about it just in what we had played. Anything else you want to cover in gameplay under Fab 2.0?
I
Touched on it a lot. So.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we've kind of created a micro bubble for ourselves in our gameplay and our thinking, and I'm looking forward to playing other people and other decks and trying to see where Fi actually stands, because I am hard committed to Fi.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually a good time to talk about that in general.
But I don't think he is as strong as we are perceiving. I think there are a lot of ways to counter him. They just have not been figured out yet. And then once those are figured out, it is going to be very difficult to play Fi.
Yeah, I'm going back to core mechanics, man.
There's just going to be
anything that's a go again attack is very powerful.
Yeah.
Anything that has 0 cost is very powerful,
yes.
above the normal 8-point in the card, power level.
Absolutely.
And anything that has a persistent effect, not just affecting the next card, but anything on the chain, such as Ball Lightning,
right,
is very powerful.
Yeah.
And he has all of those things in combination on multiple cards. So I think he's overpowered.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that he's not.
Fine. I'm just saying that's my current stance. Now, I will tell you, there's a lot of much better players out there than me that can probably figure out how to shut him down. And on top of that, there is multiple rankings I've seen. You know how people do, like, where I think the ranking is, what tier heroes are. And these are people that have like teams and like really think about this stuff deeply, way more deeply than I do. And I think he's consistently tier 2.
Yeah.
He's not the top tier.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know why. This is where my lack of experience with other heroes is a factor.
I think
Prism's always at the top.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. She's very powerful. I just don't know how she handles Fi because I haven't actually seen that matchup yet. I'm curious about it. I think Oldham's usually at the top too, as well. So, so he's theoretically positioned to handle Fi. Again, I'm not 100% sure I see that because one Frostbite token a turn does not shut Fi down. It barely even.
No, you have all the new ice cards. You can end your turn with that ice one that gives 3.
That gives 3.
What's the ice action?
You talking about Sigil Permafrost?
No.
Because that's a wizard card, so Oldham doesn't get that.
No, it's an ice. Arctic Incarceration.
That's true. That's true. You can toss that on there. Gives 3. Does Oldham like playing reds though?
No.
Because otherwise it gives 1.
Yeah. Then you do the. Well, then that's the one. Yeah, I guess.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You have to put at least 3, and if you're doing it before their turn, you have to put like 5 plus to shut down Fi. Otherwise, he'll get through it.
Or Weather Vane.
And still deliver. Weather Vane's pretty good. That is one I was curious how that would play into Oldham, because I've tried it a few times into Icelander, but I'm not good at that attacky wizard.
And then there's all those ones he's already playing, like Frostbite, or no, not Frostbite. The what's the one where it's like discard a card or pay 1?
Yeah. Those don't really disrupt party. They're okay. The ones that require you to pay 2 or something bad happens, those are like, those start to do some damage and disrupt your plan. Fi's just so efficient.
Also, you have
because he also has the 3
shield
arsenals.
You have the Shield of Ice and Loft.
What's that one do? That's a one-time use, though, isn't it?
No, 2. You can use it twice.
And they just give Frostbite
each turn, yeah, and block 1.
So it's good. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. And again, I am totally open to being wrong on this. I am
Yeah.
not an expert on the meta, and people that are far more expert than me are saying.
I don't think anyone knows yet.
Well, that's true.
I think
We don't
Fi's
have
going to
enough
be the
action.
gatekeeper. He's going to
You
keep a
want to
lot of
hear
decks
something
out.
that's crazy though?
What?
This is nuts. So I've been watching because I'm super curious about this topic.
Mm-hmm.
The deck lists that have popped up for CC Road to Nationals:
Mm-hmm.
2 Dromais,
Mm-hmm.
1 Levia.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
I never would have called that in a million years on either of those, because Dromai feels like it's uphill battle, but clearly there's ways to get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, unsolved meta. Very, very much looking forward to see how that plays out. I think Fi is the boogeyman. I think Fi is also a pretty easy deck to pick up, so it has like characteristics of the other ones that have been powerhouses.
Yeah. He's the gatekeeper. He'll keep a lot of heroes out of the meta. He'll be like, if you can't beat Fi, then you're not.
You shouldn't be playing that hero. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that might be.
But then there are a lot of heroes that beat Fi.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I wonder which ones and how. I'm curious to see how it works, because he's just very, very efficient. He can take a 2-card hand and turn it into 6 swing.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
you do it multiple times.
Right.
Now.
I think Fi is like a top 8 deck, but won't have a lot of conversion to first.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair, because the best of the other classes will end up knocking him out. That's fair. And a 1-trick pony, and if you know how to beat that trick,
right,
you can beat him. All right. Yeah. I think that's a fair analysis for not knowing. I think that's
for now.
Yeah, definitely reserve the right to change it. I think he's a powerhouse. I don't think he's as bad as like Briar with Ball Lightning.
No,
I don't think he's as repressive, and he's definitely not Seeds of Agony bad.
No, and he's not Starvo bad.
I don't even know how you compare the two. They're so different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was going with the other aggro decks.
Well, no, like Fi lets you play your game. Starvo didn't let you play your game.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a different thing.
Like, I don't really disrupt your gameplay as Fi.
No, you don't do anything to my gameplay. Yeah. You just hit me a bunch and keep going.
Right.
17 cards on the chain.
The only thing I do to you is, it's like, how fast do you want to die?
Yeah, exactly. How much can you stop? How efficiently can you slow down all the bleeding? Because you're going to bleed. There's no way to stop that. That's happening.
Yeah.
I have 1 card in my hand. You're going to bleed. That's all I need. 1 card. It's crazy. Freaking Fi. He's amazing. So we'll see how that plays. But that was my impression on the gameplay thing, and I think it's interesting. I'm super excited to see how it shapes up and who's going to be viable. Obviously, Prism's in. Well, okay. As of right now, our ban and restricted. We have no updated one until the end of August, so a couple months, not that bad. If Fi is bad, it's like not the end of the world. Though. Yeah, there'll be a ban on him in the next 2 months, or a change or something, right? Prism's supposedly in that time too, and she's a powerhouse. I'm curious if she gets LL, like if she can beat Fi consistently and effectively, she will.
Right.
If Fi is knocked out for some other reason, like some other hero that represses Fi, then obviously she'll probably win because she's a powerhouse. So I'm excited to watch it. Can't wait to see this. And then when is Worlds? Do you know? Is that fall?
November.
It's November. Okay, so we'll have a ban and a restricted before Worlds, and then we'll have a new set before Worlds.
Yeah.
It's the new supplemental set.
Yeah. Right before, probably.
That will be exciting. That will be freaking awesome. Cannot wait to watch the pros go at it with like a brand new. Every class gets something set.
It's gonna be wild.
That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, that's very exciting. So that's cool. I think one of the things we do, you know how we're getting these sets every 6 months?
Yeah.
We should try to get the shop to go draft heavy when the new set comes out that you can draft, and then switch over to constructed towards the back 3 months. You know what I mean? So that we don't get bored. Like, we get all the limited we want early, and then as we get bored with it, we get to play CC more kind of in prep of the supplemental set or related to the supplemental set. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
You don't like that idea? I like that idea.
We just figured out the new rotation.
You just don't want to change it again. Well, we don't have to do it this time. I'm just saying if it's,
and also there's
this 6 months thing, because it seems like it is every other set supplemental.
Yeah, we are getting a bigger turnout for Classic Constructed, which is interesting. There's a lot of players showing up for that, but there's also a lot of new players that only show up for draft. And I don't want to.
And that's reasonable. Yeah.
So I think switching every other is good. Maybe getting rid of Blitz But
Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't saying get rid of it altogether, but just like lean heavier towards the limited releases
mhm.
one way, and then lean the other way, the constructed towards the supplementals.
Yeah.
You know,
But I
because
mean, we
you'll
also
want
have
to play
skirmish season.
constructed more with the new supplemental cards, and you'll want to play limited more with the new limited stuff. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. No, that makes sense. But
I'd show
the
up more often. Put it that way.
the what is it? And then we have skirmish season 5 too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's so many little, they're not even little, there's so many interesting and fun events and things to focus on. It's great. There's something for everyone in mind. Like, for me, I'm going to do a lot of limited stuff. I don't really care so much about CC right now. I may in a few months. I can't wait to try Icelander a couple times, but I don't think I'm going to do well enough to want to keep doing it and just pound my head into that wall for 6 months. I just don't see myself doing it until there's new cards. When they give her new wizard cards or talent cards at that supplemental set, I'm sure I'll want to be in the shop doing CC and nothing but. You know,
and we're gonna get a new hero.
Yeah, and whatever that is. Yeah. Ooh, what do you think?
Draconic Kano, right? We were talking about this yesterday.
Yep. Someone said Kasai.
I hope that's what I would want. Draconic Kasai. Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
That would be.
I was listening to some content creator said that. I was like, oh, that's spicy.
That would be wild. And you get draconic swords. Swords. One-handed swords.
Or, well, she could also use the katana, the one that, right? Because that's a sword.
Yeah.
It's not a ninja sword, is it?
Is it no, it's draconic.
It's draconic sword. Yeah, so she could use that sword too. Which, with the chain links and all the draconic cards and and whatever she gets in part of the set, I don't know. I think it's reasonable.
Let's see. No, she can't use it. It's a draconic ninja.
It is ninja. Okay, that's a shame. Well, then never mind.
Yeah.
On that one.
Well, I mean, you would think when they introduce a new hero, there's usually a weapon for them.
For sure, yeah. I was just thinking about the variety of the pool, because whoever you put into that position, you have to have a pool that's already established, or they're very.
Well, you have the sabers. So you have the one she's using now.
Centauri sabers, but not having any.
Right, that's why I'm saying they should print like draconic versions of them.
What's that one do? It produces coin.
No, that's Kasai herself. It attacks for 1 if it's defended by, or it attacks for 2.
Would be good.
And if it's blocked by an attack action, it goes up by 1.
That would be good, because think about your Kadachi build.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Kadachi build.
So it's a Kadachi build that if I defend, which I want to do because you have wide chains, right? It increases your power. Ooh, that would be very cool.
And you have to think she still works as she's still going to work with copper, because that's like her thing.
Yeah.
And her specialization's blood on her hand, so it has to still create copper, her ability, some way. And so then you have these draconic blood on her hands turns, which just seems gross.
Okay, maybe it is Kasai.
I am here for it. I am here for it.
Right. If that's felt wrong, I'm like, how do you make draconic cards, which aren't wizardy at all, work with a wizard game plan? It seems really hard to make that mesh.
Draconic
like story-wise,
Kasai.
it makes sense, but
Draconic.
I think I'm leaning Kasai. You got me on Kasai.
Yeah, I will hard switch.
Oh, I bet you will.
And I probably won't switch off it for a long time. Yeah.
That's so fun. Cool. All right. Well, let's move on. So you said something about Dice Throne.
Yeah, so we played some Dice Throne. A while back, I kickstarted the Marvel version of Dice Throne. If you don't know what Dice Throne is, it's like a board game, card game, where it's very fun. You can play 1-on-1, or you can play up to, I think, 6 people. In like a multiplayer format kind of way.
Yep.
And you have a board that represents your character, and you are playing Battle Yahtzee. So you are rolling the dice to figure out what kind of attack you can do that's on your board. And then you have cards that kind of help you do other things to mess with your opponents or to help buff you.
Help yourself, yeah.
And
very flavorful.
Yeah, so this is like the 3rd season that they've done. They did 2 of their own original characters, and then they just came out with the Marvel one. It comes out with a bunch of cool heroes like Doctor Strange and Thor and Scarlet Witch, Black Panther, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, and there's one Loki.
There's like 8.
Loki.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I will say I was very skeptical. When you said you kickstarted this thing, I rolled my eyes and said, "Tommy, you're crazy. Why would you do that? That's insane."
Because Dice Throne's fun.
And it is. And I have Dice Throne, so it's not like I dislike the game or anything.
Right.
I was just like, why a Marvel skin on Dice Throne? I don't know. Then we played, and I am 100% in support of this product. Like, holy crap. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Very thematic. You felt like you were the character.
Yeah.
They did it right. It was very well done. The game mechanics are a blast. I think it's a little more aggressive than the old Dice Throne, which I like.
But you also have more health.
Yeah, and I think, and I don't know, you have to look in the rules for the Marvel set. I think one of the game formats they have is teams.
Yeah.
Because I saw several cards that said something like change your dice or team members. So imagine like the Avenger Civil War situation. Like
that'd be cool.
You can play it out. Yeah, like,
that'd be cool.
I love that. So very cool. Way better than I thought. So I am converted.
Super easy to pick up. Like if you are in the mood to play board games or card games and you have people that don't typically play, this is a game that can be pretty easily picked up. Like if you can play Yahtzee, you can play this game.
And it's casual friendly too. Like it's not even the most complex characters, you'll be solid by the end. And they give you a rating on how complex they are.
Yeah. So when you are
you can have them play the easier guys and whatever. It's fun. Very good.
Absolutely.
So I just want to throw that out there because that was something that we enjoyed and I thought we should share.
Yeah, and it was super cool because I thought it was neat how they did a bunch of things for the Kickstarter version. So you'll be able to buy them in packs of 2, but the Kickstarter version is the only way to get like the whole season in a box. And they also came out with promo cards, which are super cool. That kind of elevate the deck like it's a bomb essentially. And then they have these Marvel cards that just give you a passive ability that makes you stronger as a whole. Just different ways of shaking up the game from just playing the same version over and over. Because it's not like it's a collectible card game. It's just you buy it and then you have it. I think the dice aspect of it creates enough of a randomizer that it won't feel as stale.
I think the deck too, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I noted both games we went through, even though I churned cards with Doctor Strange in both games, I didn't get through my whole deck.
Right.
So each gameplay feels very fresh. Like I had totally different spells the second play than the first play, which was very cool.
Yeah.
I like Doctor Strange.
I think we're gonna get a lot of play out of that.
5 complexity, but he's awesome.
Maybe if it's on TTS, maybe we can do a gameplay video.
100% down. I will play my Doctor Strange again. I love him.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But yeah, I think that about covers it for the week. Unless there's anything else you wanted to add.
Nope. On to the content and such.
Yeah, so let me pull that up because we did a bunch of videos this week. Trying to not make noise. So we had a box opening come out today. And then we had a box opening come out 2 days ago. And then another one the day before that. And then we had our 5 vs Icelander gameplay, which was a lot of fun.
Yep. Thanks for the comments on that.
No problem.
Feedback.
Yep. Anytime. And then more Uprising. We had a Patreon box opening. We have another Patreon box opening tomorrow, which will be fun. So if you are interested in joining our Patreon, you can sign up for a box opening and we will open a box of many different things that we have and we can send to you.
And we can do it live if you want.
Yep.
I also will do ones recorded. I think Tommy will too, but we've done it live, done it recorded either way.
Yeah, we can get you in the Discord and we can do like a private streaming for you too. So like you can hop in there with us if you want to be with us while we open it.
Chat about the cards and
thoughts. Yeah, it'll be fun. And then we have our market update, of course, our top 5 comics, which you can enter our 200 sub giveaway in by commenting. And yeah, that about does it for this week. And I'm sure this upcoming week, we're going to have more box openings, more gameplay, more videos. Things will probably slow down the week after, but
holiday stuff.
Holiday. Lots of box openings.
Cool.
Yeah. But I think that about does it for this week. So until next week, thank you for listening, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Have a good one.